What is up, ladies and genitals? Full Rising here, coming at you, coming through. And in today's video, I want to share my thoughts on COD Champs 2021, starting off with my big L of the weekend. I was watching trying to get the COD Champs stream rewards, which was this amazing black and gold blueprint for the AK-47, LW3 Tundra and the XM4, which I unfortunately didn't acquire by spamming codes in the stream chat. I also took another L by not getting a beta code for Vanguard, so if you guys got any of the stream rewards for watching COD Champs this weekend, let me know because I am pretty jealous of people who acquired the stream loot. So to start off, I just want to congratulate Atlanta Faze for winning Faze's first ever Call of Duty championship. I know I said this in previous videos, but I have been a Faze fanboy forever since the trick shotting days, and it's nice to see that Faze's Call of Duty pro team has won a COD Champs. I remember watching Faze when they had Attach, Sensor, and Zuma was on the squad, but they always came up short. But finally, Simp, Arcitys, Abezy, and Cellium delivered. Personally, I thought Abezy should have won the regular season MVP as well as the Champs MVP because of the numbers he put up as an entry fragger submachine gun. His role is arguably the hardest, but I guess people thought otherwise and they decided to give it to Simp. He did have the highest overall KD with like a 1.2, and he's a monster as well. Faze's road to the championship is heavily criticized since they only had to play 3 series compared to old COD Champs format. They beat the Subliners and Dallas Empire 3-0 and beat Toronto Ultra 5-3 in the grand finals. The last match was Apocalypse Hardpoint where they were getting smoked, but they had practiced the map numerous times in scrims to win $1.2 million, which now give Arcitys, Simp, and Abezy more earnings than Scump already, which is insane. I know back in the day the prize pool wasn't that much compared to today. I think it's fair to call themselves a dynasty. I mean, they won Black Ops 4 Champs as E United, they got second, but could have won Champs last year against Dallas Empire, and this year they win Champs and they won 4 out of the 6 majors, so they should definitely be called a dynasty since they already have 2 rings in 3 years. Moving on to our second place victors, which was Toronto Ultra. I want to congratulate and commend them for having an amazing year, but I know as a competitor this isn't what they want to hear because they want to win. It was extremely tough to watch the players break down since I know they worked so hard, especially after they got reverse swept back in Major 5. Then they get into grand finals of COD Champs to get so close just to lose again. This must be extremely painful for them, but they should be proud. Honestly, Game 2 of the Grand Finals, which was Express, Search and Destroy, was a very pivotal match since one of the rounds was so close that I'm pretty sure you guys know which one I am talking about. It's the round where Vance goes for the defuse but is 0.1 seconds too late. I think he defuses it at 7.4, which causes him to blow up before the defuse is complete. That could have been the turning point in the series, and if Ultra wins that map, we could be having a totally different story. I think some of the map vetoes weren't as great for Toronto because they ended up playing Garrison Control, which is arguably Faze's best map and Faze's best game mode. They did lose 3-2, so it was close, but still, I wouldn't want to play Faze on Garrison Control, and they also played them on Apocalypse Hardpoint, which is a map that Toronto's not really good at. Toronto played amazing this year. You gotta feel for them because of those 2 back-to-back heartbreaking defeats. I also think that they will never have the advantage since even if they were underdogs, since they are not a US team and almost every single LAN event will be held in the States, people will just root against them with some USA chants. Overall, they had a great year and I don't think they should change roster since they had so much success. Dallas Empire came in 3rd and they had a good run. They 3-0 Major 5 Champs Rocker, then beat Toronto Ultra 3-2 in a nail-biter. Then they get 3-0'd by Faze and lose in losers final against Toronto, who 3-2 them. They could have easily been the team to go against Faze in the finals again, but in the last map, which was Express Search and Destroy, Shotzi just didn't have enough help. He was single-handedly carrying them in the last map. If Toronto and Dallas played in a longer series, it would be interesting to see which team would have came out on top. I think Dallas played very well this year considering they dropped Hook for Vivid, and it's not like they got dominated. They beat Toronto, but Ultra gets their revenge in losers finals, and both of the matches they played against them were very close. I think all Dallas needs is more time to play together, unless they decide to change up one of their SMGs again. Coming in hot in 4th place is our Major 5 champs, Minnesota Rokkr. They had a great run at champs, but prior to champs, right after they won Major 5, there were a lot of teams claiming that Rokkr got arrogant and that Rokkr was getting smoked in scrims. It definitely looked like it, since the first match they played at champs was against Dallas and they got smoked 3-0 when they 3-1'd Dallas in Major 5. Then they beat LA Thieves in a grueling series 3-2 to begin their losers run. Next they beat the New York Subliners 3-1. And finally they lose to Toronto Ultra, so Toronto gets their revenge on Rokkr. But again, it's not like they got smoked or anything, it was a very close series. They did get outclassed on the last map, which was a Moscow Search. I definitely think Rokkr shouldn't make any roster changes. They lost a close series after having the most spectacular win in CDL history. Standy is an amazing rookie, and Attach always gets a slice of the pie. In 5th, we got the Green Wall in Optic Chicago. Their first match was against New York Subliners, which they lost 3-2. Clayster was talking trash to them across the stage after they won the first 2 matches, but Optic bounced back against Florida Mutineers and they win 3-1. Then their season ends against Toronto Ultra, which they lose 3-1. It was sad to see Optic lose since I have been watching them ever since the beginning. I am not a diehard Optic fan like I am for Faze, but I do like to root for OG teams. I didn't like the hate that Scump was getting. I saw comments saying that Scump should retire and that he was washed, but if you watch Optic on COD Champs, to me, he clearly played the best out of all his teammates. He played his heart out and was by far the most consistent player, and he's been performing in COD Champs for multiple years now. To me, Optic just makes the same stupid mistakes over and over again. I know it's entertaining to watch, but I swear Optic has to be the team with the most ego challenges, and in the Toronto Ultra match, it's like they didn't learn anything from their previous matches against them, since to me, they lost almost identical to how they lost to Ultra back in Major 5. They win the raid control by just a hair and then they lose the next hardpoint. Instead of rotating to next, they prioritize some scrap time, then they try to 3v4 like the final hill and lose. Honestly, I think they need a roster change. Everyone has been looking at Formal, and if he can't figure it out, I do think they should replace him. If not, I think as a group they should be more disciplined, like how they're looking back right before Major 5 where they beat Faze. The squad had so much more teamwork. Envoy has been inconsistent, but honestly, I just think it's their teamwork, not rotating and not getting enough of the right trades. I want to see Optic make it far because of the Green Wall viewership. It's very noticeable since views go up when Optic plays and views go down when they are gone. Green Wall fans, don't kill me for this, but Floptic can't talk about viewership when they are getting bounced out before championship weekend. Next up in 6 is the New York Subliners. They beat Optic 3-2 with Clay fired up. Then they lose to Atlanta Faze with their season-ending loss to Rokkr 3-1. It was a little controversial that Clayster returned to the starting lineup, but in the end, even with New York's best lineup, they still lose. I don't know if Clayster is going to retire since he has been in the league for a minute. Personally, I think Subliners should build around Hydra. I do think New York definitely needs some sort of roster change, whether that's acquiring someone new or placing DiamondCon and Zuma back into the lineup, because they are just falling a bit short. They are a good dark horse team, and when they piece it all together, they are one of the scariest teams, just like how they went up against Faze in one of the earlier majors. Moving on to 7th place, which was the Florida Mutineers. Their run was short, losing to Optic 3-1, and honestly, I didn't really have Florida going far. KD wise, the team is one of the best. They are good at slaying out and finding kills, but when it comes to holding objectives, they lack in this department. If you watch a team like Dallas Empire or Toronto Ultra, sometimes even when they are doing bad in the KD department, they still find ways to win the game. It's not always about KD and getting kills, it's more important to get kills that help you win and hold objectives. If Mutineers improve in this department, I think they could emerge as a top team because I think their roster is quite good. Finally, in 8th place, which is the LA Thieves. Now, I had the Thieves being one of the dark horse teams, and they ended up being bounced out early by the Minnesota Rokkr 3-2. This series was extremely close with Slasher and Kenny hard carrying every single match. I am not memeing right now. I definitely think they need a roster change. I know this is like the 1000th time, but John definitely needs to be benched. I think he was like a -48 or something in the kills department, and they flashed his stats up and I think it was like a 0.8 or a 0.9, which is like 58th or 50 something in the league. I don't know the exact stats, but John just did not have a good series. In some of the matches, it literally looked like a 3 versus 4. I really want to see Hook replace John. You can't just have a once in a generational talent like Hook on the bench. I know John was one of the best, if not the best submachine gun in Black Ops 3, but it's no longer Black Ops 3. I think Kenny, Slasher, and Draza should all be safe. Just replace John with Hook and then have them play together to build chemistry. If the experiment doesn't work after some time, then scrap it. Dallas Empire was having a ton of chemistry issues once they added Vivid, but the more time they had together, the better they got, to a point where they were a top 3 team in the league. I don't know what was going on with Hook since he was in the audience in Major 5. I know there was something to do with COVID, then I guess he spelled his name wrong so he couldn't compete. So I'm honestly very confused with his whole situation. I think if LA can find someone in that submachine gun spot, they could be a top contender. Yeah, that was it for COD Champs this year. I think it was an awesome event, but personally this year I think Major 5 was the best event to me. Congratulations to Faze for winning their first Call of Duty championship this year. Their banner will be draped across Verdansk in Warzone for quite some time. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on COD Champs this year. Did you like that Faze won, or did you think Ultra should have won? Maybe you wanted Optic versus Faze match 9 round 11 with Optic winning. Write it down in the comment section below. Other than that, namaste my friends, and I will talk to you all next time.